Hello people on the internet. So being December 21st today is the winter solstice. Thought it only right that I talk to you guys about a little bit of the knowledge that I've acquired over the years, because knowledge that you don't share is as useless as knowledge that you don't have. So it's really bright. I might put on my glasses. First of all, talking about astrotheology. Astrotheology is going to be the base of what I'm speaking about now. And that encompasses what? That encompasses astronomy, astrology, religious beliefs, sciences, things that you see around you, linguistics, how shit happens, right? And this isn't my knowledge of, well, this is my knowledge, but I learned this through great minds, one of them being Santos Bonacci. If you don't know who he is, find out. Manly P. Hall, if you don't know who he is, find out. You know, a bunch of other people, but those are the two that if you're going to start off, you know, go with them. So astrotheology is understanding the world around you through the sky, the starry firmament, right? Here we go. First of all, most people with astrology, they're going to try to knock it immediately. They're going to go, oh, well, I took an astronomy class, or I took in science that the signs are actually moved so that you are assigned backwards. So let's say you were going to be, I would be Libra according to the Zodiac. I'm actually a Virgo. No, you're not. That doesn't work at all. What you're referring to is what's called sidereal astrology, which is the astrology of astronomy. Sidereal astrology accounts for what is known as the precession of the equinoxes. How does the precession of the equinox happen? We don't exactly know. What does science say? Well, it says that because the Earth, science says the Earth is a globe, that the tilt of the Earth at 23.7 degrees, I believe is what it's at, it wobbles over 2,000 years. It points into a different sign, right? So it takes 24,000 years when you round it. The number's actually like 25,192 years to make a full circle of the Zodiac. That's called the Great Year. But if you believe in science and gravity and all these things, the sun's in a binary star system with Sirius. It speeds up. It's actually 24,000 years, which is why we got 24 hours in a day. Anyways, that's for a whole nother video, so don't get too caught up on that. But that's what you're referring to when you speak of that. It is called sidereal astrology. What I will be referring to is the Hermetic sciences of astrology, which is the tropical zodiac. And the tropical zodiac is based on the seasons and where light, like right now the sun's coming from right over here, where light is coming to the earth. We refer to it as the angles of light. Religion refers to it as the angels of God. So there's going to be a lot of play here that might upset some of your, thought patterns. But just hear it out, it might be bullshit in the end, and you could say, oh, that guy's retarded, but I'm not, so it's okay. So why is it called tropical astrology, and why is it based on the seasons? It's based on the seasons because we have 4 seasons, okay? You have spring, summer, fall, and winter. Today is the first day of winter, which is known as the winter solstice. Your solstices are the shortest day of year, which is December 21st, in the northern hemisphere, that is. Hemisphere if you believe in a globe, if you believe in flat earth, the inner ring. It doesn't matter what you believe. That's what's wonderful about this, is it will work. No matter what religion, no matter what you subscribe to, flat earth, globe earth, aliens, no aliens, Illuminati, no Illuminati, that doesn't matter. It all works the same, okay? So, the shortest day of the year from where we are, which mostly sciences were discovered in the, not to say discovered, but created or understood, observed through the northern hemisphere. Let's just call it that. The shortest day is today, December 21st. It's the first day of winter. The longest day, the summer solstice, is June 21st. It's the longest day of the year. Most sunlight in this part of the world, the northern part of the world, is June 21st. It's the first day of summer. And then you have your 2 equinoxes. Equinox, equal, okay? Which are the first day of the year in the Jewish calendar. There's another correlation, which is March 21st, which then is the opposite of the other equal day of the year, which is the Passover, again, Jewish, is September 21st, when the sun goes into fall because it falls below the horizon. We'll get into that. So that's why it's based, and it's called the astrology of the seasons. So right now we are entering into winter. Inverno, inferno, the fire that begins to rise. Because from this point until the top point, June 21st, days are incrementally longer and longer and longer. So the fire is rising. Winter, inverno, inferno, fire. There you go, all right? We're going to hit March 21st in a couple months, and then we're going to hit the blossom, when life springs into action, when the flowers come, when the fruits come. That's why it's called spring. And then we're going to hit the midpoint, June 21st, when it's directly above us, right? That is where summer begins, the land of Sumer, the sun worshippers. Another correlation. And then September 21st is set, when the sun sets and goes into fall, because now the sun is falling below the horizon. December 21st to March 21st to June 21st, the sun is growing. It is in its waxing stage. Just as the moon waxes and wanes every month, the sun waxes and wanes every year. And then from June 21st, September 21st, and then down to December 21st again, we're going to have the waning of the sun, where it's getting shorter and shorter and nights getting longer and longer. These also correlate to a single day, because this is a clock that gives you a year, but it also gives you a day. December 21st is the same as midnight, when the sun is directly below your feet. The Egyptians called this Osiris. When the sun, boom, hits the horizon, it's called Horus, where we get the word hours from. So this is a lot of linguistics. This is where nothing out that you see can be without having a name. And nothing can have a name without it being out there. So even if you don't know the name of a thing, you'll say, what is that thing? Well, you just named it thing. But if you can't call it a thing, which there are no things in the external world, like, that's what you have to understand. This is all language. What you are looking at is a oneness. The religions refer to the one God. Science says we come from this one thing, the Big Bang. Everything refers to a one in the beginning, no matter what you subscribe to. This works. So the one that we're coming to, you describe in parts, in segments, one bit at a time, because you can only take one byte of reality at a time. Well, I think it's called a byte in your computer. Computers, the same exact way. We use the same words because they're the only words we have. So one byte at a time is what you can take, and we call it a bit. And then you have a megabyte, you have a gigabyte, you have a terabyte, but it's comprised of bytes, because you can only take one byte of information, one byte of learning, one bite of food, one step at a time, one bite at a time. So again, this right here, which is, we're going to refer to this as spring, is March 21st, the first day of the year, when the sun passes the horizon. It's also known as 6 a.m. You see, the equinoxes are 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. and the solstices are 12 noon, 12 midnight. So it goes by the day, 6 a.m., 12 p.m., 6 p.m., 12 a.m. Horus, the horizon, horizon, which is where we get the word hours. Ra, when the sun is directly above us at the summer solstice, when the sun is raging at 12 in the afternoon, it's radiant, it's ravaging, it's ravenous. Words with Ra are energetic words, because that's when the sun is the most energetic. 6 p.m. when the sun sets, which set, Horus is the good god. He's coming up, he's good, that's set. That's horizon. The Horus, he's awesome. He brings us life and warmth and goodness. The sun is growing and bringing us spring into summer. This is Set. This is Satan. This is the guy who takes us into darkness, where we're going to be stuck until the sun comes back around. You see how this is starting to play together? Okay. That's Ra, radiant, Set, and then below us is Osiris, which is the father of the underworld. Like, he's the dude, you know, because as much as you think of light as being the greatest God, the absence of light is still the greater God. No, it doesn't mean anything negative. It's just we live in a dualistic reality. And in this dualistic reality, shit's dual. Hot and cold doesn't mean hot's good and cold is bad. Left and right, they're just opposites, okay? What's up, Grandpa? Okay.